Hey, what's up guys? My name's Keenan and today is the much requested in-depth grip truck tour. So I'm gonna take you guys around, give you guys a look at what we did on the outside, show you, kind of explain to you some of the decisions that we made, then take you inside. So let's show you around. All right, so this is not your traditional grip truck. And as you probably saw in our last video, if you've seen our last video where we gave a quick highlight, some of the reasons that we picked this thing was it had a lot of electrical already built in, it had a lot of cabinets, it had exterior compartments, 5 of them, that I'll show you what exactly they store and why we think they're so useful. It's built like a tank, and we're able to modify what's already there versus build something from the ground up. All right, so one of the big reasons we were so keen on this kind of truck was the fact that it had a shorter wheelbase with all the storage that we still wanted. Now, what does a shorter wheelbase actually mean? It means that we're able to park in smaller areas in a regular size parking spot and still have a ton of the storage because it is a actual box. It kind of just fits perfectly right over the top of a parking spot. And maneuvering, turning in downtown areas or in tight areas is way easier with a smaller wheelbase. You'll notice we put a lift kit in, we put some bigger tires. The ambulance version of this had really small tires, did not have very good clearance, and we're not doing any crazy off-roading, but we do find ourselves on some gravel back roads and some dirt roads filming some farming stuff. So having a little extra clearance when you got some potholes in the gravel road is very, very nice and needed. So that was something that we did pretty early on. Something else you'll notice, we put in some new headlights, just, you know, something a little nicer. All these red flashers that were on the regular ambulance, and you'll see them up there too. We put kind of like a blackening, graying paint over the top of them so that they were dulled a lot more. All right, so let's knock out everything on the exterior first. We got our diamond pattern grid. I forgot what it was called for a second. I just totally blank. Diamond pattern, which we painted most of it black. We just wanted to kind of trim along the edges. And up top, we have a spare tire, always a necessity, plus our AC unit. That's another cool thing about the ambulance style vehicle is we have heat and AC in the back. So the whole thing is climate controlled. Not that that's a necessity, but being in North Dakota, it is not a bad feature to have in the middle of the winter. Up top, we also have a lot of our emergency stuff. So we have some pop-up safety cones, we have some safety vests, and then we have all of our speed rail stored up top. Another cool thing, 2 cool things while I'm here, the floodlights still work, so we're able to bust those bad boys on early mornings, late at night when we are loading in or loading out, and have the lights built right in. The side access. Now this is very unique for grip vehicles because most of them you just load everything in and out the back door. This allows us to have a lot of flexibility of being able to access our gear, whatever we need to, right from the side door without having to unload the whole back of the truck. Pretty cool. Let's show you the compartments and knock out the exterior. Towards the back, we got compartment D, which has our sandbags, our dirt. Yeah, that's what they call it, dirt. D, compartment D, that was all planned out. Compartment C, this is kind of our weird miscellaneous thing. So when we're traveling and we have a lot of other heavy weights for our jib, we stick them in here. We have some boards, we have a little folding table, a little ladder for getting up top when we need to. We also have our jack for if we would need to change a tire. But this ends up just kind of being a miscellaneous one for whatever we need. Appropriately labeled C for compartment. B has our Dana Dolly and our Apple boxes, B for boxes, and our tennis balls. This is a little pro tip. Use the tennis balls, put them on the end of your stands when you're filming in a place where you don't want to scratch everything up.
Put some slits in them, make them look like little Pac-Man characters.
So we got these in here. Also great for dogs. People love them for playing tennis. Whatever you need them for. Top priority is stands for us though. And now in our tall boy compartment A, we have our combos of different sizes, some with roller bases, some without. plus our inverter and some of the other different wires and gross things. But one other thing you'll notice that's nice, and you can see easily, is all the compartments do have lights that trigger on when you open them up. When we got it, we opened all those up and swapped them out for LEDs that were a lot brighter. All right, now at the back of the rig, we have our double doors, our beautiful French doors opening up to the rear. Up top on the back, we have our double light bars that also light up when you open the doors, plus a little camera that we installed that is a backup camera that we can switch on in the console of the driver's seat. Plus we have access to our speed rail box where we have 10, 8, and 6 foot speed rail, all accessible and all lockable up there. Let's bust open the French doors. Uno and dos. Voila, voila. You'll notice right away we have access to our 4x, our 2x3s, 18 by 24s, all of them right here. So we don't have to pull out a whole thing. We just open up, grab the one that we need, and be on with our day. This is where our C-stand cart goes, and we strap it in. Kind of some of the modification, this had a weird green tile floor when we got it, and we tore that out. We put in some rubber gym flooring, installing some new rubber carpet and some fun L-track in the ambo. Anything that we put back here, we can strap in and secure to the floor. Plus we can move these around all along the track, which makes this area very modular, very easy to use. Along the side, we have our rags. We got our diffusion and our solids all stacked up there, and some of the bigger ones stacked up top as well. On this compartment shelf thing, bench, we have access to our baby combos and some other speed rail, plus some other low boys, definitely low boys in here. We have those in here. And up top is kind of our modular storage. So tripods, apple boxes if we need more of them, or jib, dolly, whatever we need that is kind of on the day of the shoot. This is our modular area where we're able to kind of put whatever we need to. Now, one of the other areas that we fixed up when we got this thing, this bench was a lot bigger and came out a few more inches. And so we shaved off a bunch of this edge, which is kind of why some of this is murked up, is we shaved it off, made this bench smaller, because having this extra room for the 4x cart, for the C-stand, made a lot more sense to us. All right, let's go check out the side access door. Hey, welcome to the inside of the grip truck. This is compartment E, that mysterious door that I didn't open. This is where it leads. It actually has access to the outside. Pretty cool. This is where we store our lights and light modifiers. We have our, this is a moderate aperture obsession. Shout out aperture. And this is where we have access to everything. So this is what we kind of call the DIT station. We're able to have our director's monitor, our first AC monitor, right on stands so that they can secure down and they travel really well. Plus we have a battery charging station. We have a little magnet where most people put their kitchen knives, but we keep our all of our little miscellaneous tools for everything that we need to fix a camera, build a camera. When we got this, it had a really big compartment wall that was out to here with a bunch of like oxygen reading things and a lot of unnecessary medical things we didn't need. So when we took that apart, we realized we could get rid of most of it because we weren't going to use it and free up a lot more space to have some desk writing area, whatever you want to do. So we kept the essential things. We have our outlets and we added some USB chargers in here. Plus we have our heat and our AC. Plus we have the lights and the lighting things that are all happening back here. And a nice little light up top for writing your books, novels, essays, if you're in school. It's a great place for it. Let's check out the rest of it. And a cup holder too. Let's check out the rest of it. So right above the DIT is kind of another mixed use, whatever we need at the time. We have some of our wireless follow focus stuff, different miscellaneous things up here now. And then right above this is our bins of all of the rigging. So these come with us everywhere we go, in the truck and when we're at the studio. So all of these are here in case we need to modify the way that we have a rig built out anywhere we're at. All of these have that same L-track along the sides so that we can bungee anything in that we need to, so we don't have to have things spilling out the sides when we don't want them to. So right behind the DIT station, we have our charging wall. Now this thing stays mounted in here most of the time, but it is also portable, so we can pop it right off, take it into a hotel, wherever we're staying, if we're doing multiple days shooting somewhere, or on-site shooting somewhere where we need to have a charging station set up. This is slick. Adam has a video on how we built this thing in the description. Right below that, small little trash bin for all the Sody Pops and the Cheez-Its that get drank on the day of the shoot. That's essential. You need a little trash bin. Right above this, we have our camera cabinet. Now there was some controversy. There was some talk on this. Now we don't necessarily we rarely ever travel with cameras in here, and we're not vibrating them to death as some people were so very concerned for us. But when we are on set and we go to a restaurant to eat that night, or we go to wherever and sit somewhere, we're not watching this thing fully. It's nice to have all the doors locked, plus to have the camera in here locked with another level of security, you know. Just a nice little padlock. It's super secure, you can see. But it is just nice to have one secure place where it's not going to tip over. You don't have to bring it into the restaurant with you. You guys get it. Come on, you get it. Right beside this, on the other side of the wall, is where we have our boom pole. Now, boom poles, those things never seem to have a good home. This is a great home for it. We are very happy with the placement of this thing. Just a little bungee thing, also has some Velcro, easy to get in and out, plus it, you know, slides in and out. One of the other big modifications that we made is there's this big ugly console that was right in the middle of this thing, and there was just a small little window of speaking access that you could do to the driver and the passenger up there. Rip that bad boy out, and there was another console where you see that other silver thing up front. We got rid of that, put in a newer stereo. That's where we have access to the backup camera. We just hit that little button right beside it, and the thing works slick. All right, so some of you might be like,
Well, how short is it in there?
well, I'm 6'3", so, you know, it's fine. It's a fine height. It's good. It's a good height. It's just, you know, not 8 feet tall in here, but it's good. It gets the job done. So up top, we have our lights, which we don't have on because of, you know, the lighting in here. But we have a nice little handrail for things hanging tape off of. And then we have all of our milk crates. That's what they're called. We have our milk crates, plus we have our Pelican cases. Now, we have two great videos on milk crate organization, one on milk crate organization and one on Pelican organization that Joel did. You should check those out in the description and how we organize our Pelicans. But back to this. We have our milk crates, we have our Pelicans, we have more milk crates and some of our bigger milk crates, and then as you saw before, we got our rags back here. So these are great because we can ratchet them all in. These ones here actually have a nice little lip that keep them secure and in place, and we're able to add another half milk crate in here when we're traveling if we need to, and our first AC bag for all of our, you know, for all of your first AC needs. Now this side, as I mentioned before, we have our additional bigger 12 by solids, and we have our gels in a little compartment. Caleb kind of built this 4x crate. So we have our gels, our black wrap, all the different kinds, all of our different diffusion, all of our big rolls, whatever we need, plus a couple more non-standard milk crates. These are the cheap ones you buy off Amazon, but they're kind of nice because this one we didn't have as much depth as we do on the sides. So we have these for up top. Now down below we have a couple more milk crates. We have our Falconized lights, plus we got a little hazer in here. And then we have our Misfit grip Appleseed covers. this is just the video to plug everything. We have a video on these, if you're interested, in the description. How many videos can I plug? Can we start a counter? Let's start a counter earlier in the video. We have those, and like I said, the mixed use, multi-use space, and we have this L-track all over the back of the grip truck. So no matter where we put things or place things, we have mounting points to secure them to a wall somewhere so that we don't have stuff flying around and flying out the side and breaking while we're driving. Now, this whole shelf wasn't actually here. This whole wall was different. There were some like really weird thin compartments up here that didn't make sense at all. They had no useful storage for us. So we ripped that all out. We put a new sheet of plywood back there, plus a nice smooth sheet. And then we added this shelf. I'm gonna give you guys access to a little secret compartment that, well, actually I'm not even sure what's all in here at this point. It's kind of another rotating thing that, you know, you just never know. Oh, well, not much. Some paper tape. Oh, well, here, this is actually important. Zach has a great video on how to fold and tear, how to tear, tab, and fold your paper tape. That's in the description as well. Put it on the counter. How many videos can we plug? It's a great video. It's a quick tip. Very, very short. Get educated. Wow. Our journey brought us all the way here to the driver's seat. This is how we drive the ambulance grip truck. We love it. It works very good for us. Like I said, back there, we swapped out the console here for a little fancier radio, but not a whole lot up here has changed because we haven't really needed it to. Up top, you can kind of see is how we actually control the inverter and a lot of the stuff in the back. And then there's a little switch on the side here that clicks on and off to control the electrical for the entire grip truck. So one little switch and it shuts everything off. And that's nice because when you park it, you don't have little tiny lights or batteries, things draining the batteries, and you wake up to a dead grip truck. So that about wraps up this YouTube video. My name's Keenan. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like the content. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the 73 other videos I plugged in this video. We'll go for a record next time if we can. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.